The views expressed on the following program do not necessarily represent those of this station or its management.
It's time now for Where You Live with Gene Sullivan, the show that deals with the news and events that affect you the most. Whether you rent or own, live in an HOA, single-family home, or an apartment building, Gene will tackle the issues right where you live. So, from the True North Painting Studios, here's the original man of steel, Resolve himself, who stands for truth, justice, and the association way. Here's Gene Sullivan.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Where You Live. I'm Gene Sullivan. I'm broadcasting from the True North Painting Studios. When you're looking for the right painting contractor, what do you look for? Isn't it someone who will respect you, your time, your property, and your budget? That's what you can expect from True North Painting. Find out more about this exceptional company by going online at truenorthpainting.com. That's trunorthpainting.com, or give them a call at 952-831-1433. I'm also brought to you by the great folks at Extreme Exteriors and American Family Insurance, the Kim Bennett Agency. And I have to say hello to the man who always makes it happen for me each and every week, Christopher Wyatt Earp Huberty. How are you, Chris?
Good, Gene. How you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Have you ever had a real difficult decision that you've had to make with a couple other people, either with family or friends, and there was just, it seemed like there was no perfect solution for everybody to walk away happy?
Oh, absolutely.
Is there one that comes to mind? I'm putting you on the spot here.
No, that's fine. I'm thinking after I graduated high school, there was some debate because my dad works at the local college where I'm from. And so I was like, well, do I go there, kind of unofficially follow in the footsteps? Do I try to leave Indiana for that time? And it's just a lot of back and forth. Not arguments, but just a lot of back and forth.
Just discussion.
Exactly, discussion.
And how did it all turn out?
It turned out very well. Went to the local college and been smooth sailing ever since.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of times when people have a disagreement, one of the things you'll hear people say all the time, the solution is simple. And when I've thought about that, I thought, yes, a lot of times the solution may be simple, but that doesn't mean that it's easy.
Exactly.
It may be simple to think about, but it's not easy in order to put everything together, right, to get it accomplished. And that's what we're going to be dealing with in our first story in Property Management in the News. Property Management in the News is brought to you by Home Furniture and Abbey Floor Coverings. Their showrooms are staffed with professionals who will help you choose what you need to fit both your lifestyle and budget. Whatever you need, chances are they'll have what you're looking for. Now, if you wish to avail yourself of special pricing you're not going to find anywhere else, all Where You Live listeners, call Customer Service Coordinator Lori Matson at 952-224-2663. Our first story deals with two subjects that I'm closely associated with: cigars and condominiums. If anybody knows me, they know that I certainly enjoy a good cigar at the end of the day.
So that pretty much sums you up pretty well.
Yeah, yes, it does. And also my main business is the management of homeowner associations dealing with condominiums. But here we have a situation like we were just talking about, where we have a couple of competing interests, and there appears to be no win-win solution for everybody. And it ended up with a couple, of course, just like a lot of our stories do each and every week, taking their homeowners association to court. And that's exactly what happened. What we're talking about is with a particular homeowners association. There is a couple, Sharon McKay and Tom Cheney, and they said that they were concerned because they smelt cigars being burnt somewhere in the building, and that bothered them. They felt that the odor was objectionable to them. They were concerned about what that would do, and so they did the right thing. They brought it before their board of directors at their homeowners association meeting, and they said, can you look into this? Well, what ended up happening over the last 10 months is a lot of effort. The homeowners association, they didn't take this lightly at all. Over the last 10 months, just to give you an idea, both the management company and the board have been involved diligently in seeking out not one, not two, but 8 different consulting firms and engineering firms. And they were hired to say, what can you do to help us come up with a solution to get everybody happy? And, when the association takes the time and the effort to get not one, but about 8 different people involved, you know that they're pretty serious here. And so the board wasn't taking this lightly. But it makes you ask the question, when something needs to be done and you're in a homeowners association and you're concerned about something that you think is too slow for the action to be resolved, I'd like to ask the question, what does it mean to be patient? To you living in an HOA, what does it mean to be a patient person? When is long enough? Unfortunately, a lot of the stories that come across this desk and we talk about week in and week out on the show are people who don't have any tolerance or any patience at all. Instead of just bringing it to the board of directors, instead of bringing it to their association to see if something could be worked out here, people begin to ratchet things up immediately and make a demand. It's got to be this or we're suing. And you need to ask yourself, when is it reasonable to ask someone to wait a little bit? You remember a number of weeks ago, maybe a month ago or so now, on the show we talked about a couple who were very upset because they saw someone who was accosted outside of their townhome in their association. So they went to their board of directors and they asked for a security light to be placed along one of the walls of their home, and it would be sensitive and it would have a motion detector on it so that if any activity was taking place, a light would come on, and hopefully that would deter any action like that. Well, it took 2-3 weeks before the association got that resolved. But according to those people, that wasn't soon enough. They thought that the board was deliberately dragging their feet and didn't care about people. And so that's what we have here in this story. And I guess I want to emphasize, from the very get-go here, I don't think that we're talking about a board of directors who took their responsibilities lightly at all. They were trying to deal with the situation. These people were not happy with the progress. So what did they do? They called their insurance company. They have an HO6 insurance policy. Their adjuster for their HO6 policy came out. In this particular case, with this story, the HO6 adjuster agreed with the homeowners and said, you know what, we think this is objectionable. So you know what they did? They said, according to your policy, until things can get resolved, we can put you up in temporary housing. So they put them up in housing somewhere else that was being paid for by their insurance company while things are being trying to be resolved. And it looks like the board went through not one, like I said, 8 different engineers, each making a recommendation. And you know how it is if you live in an association, especially if you're on a board. Not every maintenance resolution is easily seen. Sometimes you need to just kind of try and think, and it's a matter of chance. You try one thing to see if that works. If not, then you try something else. And so the board was doing that here. But apparently the people thought that 10 months was long enough, and they began a lawsuit. Well, what else took place with this whole situation? Well, I'll tell you about that, but after this break. So don't go away. You're listening to Where You Live with Gene Sullivan on AM 1280 The Patriot. Back after this.